Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning to my students under LEA 2, Comparative Models and Policing, which is a comparative police system. Our tackle for today is the continuation of our subject matter, which is all about transnational crimes. What are the examples of transnational crimes? By the way, I am I will upload this uh, presentation with audio uh, because I feel uncomfortable discussing with a video. So please bear with me. The examples we have already uh, defined and understood what is transnational crimes. These are the transnational crimes. Intellect, we have pharmaceutical crime, trafficking in persons, environmental crime, and so on and so forth. But the first one is the pharmaceutical crimes. Pharmaceutical crimes is the counterfeit medical products and illicit medicines represent a global public health crisis. They range from inactive, useless preparations to harmful toxic substances and are often indistinguishable from the genuine product. They pose a major risk to public health and are becoming increasingly prevalent in all parts of the world. Ito yung tinatawag nating medical products, which is sinasabi nating pharmaceutical crimes kasi nga peke, hindi siya dumaan sa mabuting process, hindi maganda ang kanyang content at saka hindi siya ginawa para makagamot. Ang halimbawa nito is yung pinapalabas natin ng mga medicine which is at high risk na hindi natin malalaman na nakakasama na pala sa ating kalusugan, lalo na yung sa mga over the counter medicines na yung mga matatanda, yung mga walang kamuangmuang, walang kaalam-alam kasi nga hindi sila nagpapa-check up, is bumibili na lamang sila basta-basta sa mga tiangge, tindahan o kaya kahit dyan lang sa mga daan-daan sa market. Kung mapapansin nyo, may mga medicine na nakahilera lang dyan. Yan ang sinasabi nating part ng pharmaceutical crimes na which is dapat sa pharmacy lamang siya bibilhin. High cost of legitimate drugs and inadequate controls means that patients turn increasingly knowingly or otherwise to counterfeit drugs. At best, these substandard drugs are likely to be less effective. Kaya nga sinabing pharmaceutical crimes kasi nga dahil mura ito, kaya tinatangkilik ng ating mamamayan, pero hindi nila alam na dahil nga ang content nito ay hindi katulad ng content na binibili sa pharmacies, prescribed ng doctors o kanang isang institution o isang organization o isang company na nag-produce ng medicinal drugs. Tapos tinatangkilik ito, hindi nila alam, hindi natin nababatid na ito ay less effective at saka nakakasira sa ating katawan. But they can also be harmful, even life-threatening, nakakamatay. Kasi nga dahil kulang ito, kung mapapansin niyo yung mga natapos niyo na yung drug education and vice kung hindi niyo pa napag-aralan yung drug education and vice control, ang drugs is ito yung substances na as defined, substances na pwedeng maka-alter, makasira sa ating kalusugan, sa normal function ng ating body, hindi lamang sa ating katawan, sa ating utak, nakakasira rin ito sa ating social, economic at saka ng buo nating pagkatao. Fake anti-malarial drugs are believed to be a contributory factor in a significant number of tragedies in sub-Saharan Africa. Itong anti-malarial drugs kaya natakal dito, fake. Tapos kung mapapansin niyo sa sub-Saharan Africa, common sa kanila ang malaria. Kaya maraming factor na tragedies na imbis na gumaling yung mga tao sa Sub-Saharan Africa is mas lumalala o namamatay na lamang ang kanilang mga pasyente. Also increasingly available are counterfeited treatment for life-threatening diseases such as tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS. Ito na nga, dahil nga itong mga sakit na ito is sinesekreto, ayaw malaman ng patient ng ibang tao na siya ay may sakit katulad ng HIV, bumibili na lamang siya ng mga product sa online for example, o kaya kung kani-kanino na lamang, tapos without the consent of a medical practitioner, ang nangyayari is, imbis na gumaling siya sa kanyang sakit katulad ng tuberculosis at saka HIV, is lalong pinapalala lamang nito o kaya humahantong sa kanyang kamatayan. The dangers of counterfeit medical products. Ito yung mga pupwedeng dangers, pwedeng maging resulta sa pag-take ng counterfeit medical products. Counterfeit products are harmful and can even be fatal. Of course, ang counterfeit products, kaya nga sinabing counterfeit product is yung tinatago siya, ayaw malaman nung nagabenta na ito ay fake, ito ay substandard, can even be fatal, pwede itong makamatay. Fake medicines range from useless to highly dangerous. Ang lahat ng faking medicines is useless, walang katuturan, walang halaga, tapos ito ay nakakasira, pwedeng makamatay, pwedeng ikamatay ng isang pasyente. They often contain the wrong level of active ingredients. Dahil nga hindi siya dumaan sa mabuting proseso, hindi siya ginawa ng isang expert sa paggawa ng medicine, is it is because of the too little or too much or none at all, kulang o kaya sobra yung content ng ingredient na intended para sa isang gamot, is yun ang nagiging sanhi kaya pwede itong ikamatay ng magtitik nito. In all these scenarios, the person taking the counterfeit medicine is putting their health, even their life at risk. Yun, sabi ko kanina, ikakamatay ito ng gumagamit. One can easily be deceived by counterfeit medicines. They are often packaged to a high standard with fake pills that look identical to the genuine ones. Sometimes, a laboratory test is the only way to identify the difference. Ito, ang pinakamainam na gawin is dalhin sa laboratory test, pero ngayon, kung makikita niyo yung talamak ng mga bintahan ng pinagbabawal na fake drugs, fake medicines, by the way, ang ibig sabihin ng drugs, all medicinal drugs o lahat ng drugs na ginagamit without too much taking it or overdose, hindi ka na overdose or hindi ka addicted dito, is these are considered drugs. Hindi sinabing drugs is shabu lang. Okay. The extent of the problem. Ang extent ng problem, paano, ano ang kakalabasan at saka ano ang pinagmula ng problemang ito. Counterfeit medicine is now a truly global phenomenon, and all countries of the world are affected as a source, transit, or destination points. Lahat ng bansa, pandaigdigan is laganap itong pagbebenta ng counterfeit medicine. Maaring pinagmumula sa ating sa Pilipinas, o kaya tayo ang bumibili o tayo mismo yung pinupuntahan nito. The World Health Organization estimates that up to 1% of medicines is available in the developed world are likely to be counterfeit. Tayo nasa third world country tayo, halimbawa nasa hindi pa tayo mostly developed na countries, kasali na rin dito 1% ng ating medicines na binebenta is counterfeit. This figure turns to 10% globally, but in some areas of Asia, Africa and Latin America, counterfeit goods can form up to 30% of the market. Maraming ding mga pagkakataon na talamak, tumataas ang angkat ng counterfeit medicine to 10%, lalong-lalo na sa Asia. Ang Asia is kasama tayo sa Asia, sa Africa and Latin America, na minsan umaabot rin ng 30% ng binebentang binebentang counterfeit drugs. Counterfeit drugs, this is considered the drugs that are not from a licensed company, corporation. Okay. Counterfeiting applies not only to lifestyle medicines, including erectile dysfunction and weight loss medicine, but also to life-saving medicine, including those used that treat cancer, heart disease, and other serious illnesses. Ang sinasabi ng counterfeit drugs is hindi lamang ito hindi lamang saklaw nito yung mga lifestyle medicine. Ang sinasabing lifestyle medicine is hindi yung iniinom mo para pampagana sa sex, pampagana sa pagtatrabaho, halimbawa sa exercise. Ito is including na rin ito yung mga life-saving medicines, katulad lamang ng pagpeke ng gamot para sa cancer o treat pang cancer o heart disease. Halos lahat na ng gamot na binebenta sa market is naduduplicate or na fake ng mga criminals, or sinasabi natin bilong sa transnational crimes. And it's not just medicines. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa medicine. Fake medical devices also pose a risk. Halimbawa na lang nito is yung the term medical device covers a wide range of healthcare products, from contact lenses to condoms. Ito na, hindi natin namamalayan yung ginagamit na pala natin yung lenses. Kung makikita nyo sa internet, mayroong mga halimbawa nito na gumamit ng contact lenses na naging sanhi ng kanyang pagkabulag. Condoms, syringes to surgical instrument na hindi mainam na itusok sa tao, and wheelchairs to radiotherapy machines. Ito yung radiotherapy machines na imbes na gumaling yung nakaupo o gumaling yung tao, is mas lalong lumalala ang kanyang kapansanan, for example.